man.
I need to go get
What's
my
going on,
chain.
man? What's going on, man? Thank y'all for tuning in again with us, man. It's Underscore Podcast. It's your boy Cool. I got Tap with me, man. Got my boy Jay
Yo,
with me, man. We finna give y'all another gem dropper right here, right now. Let's go.
let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Another week. Let's
Get
get
it.
it, boy.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So as y'all know, we just finished our first saga, man. We dropped gem after gem after gem, and we appreciate all the feedback, all the love, also all the support, all the engagement that you guys gave to us, man. So now we're gonna kick into another gear, and now we're gonna try to men and bridge these gaps together between us and the younger generation. And with that being said, our next saga gonna start off with letter to the youth.
Yes,
And with that,
sir.
we're gonna jump straight into it, man. As the new OGs, myself, Tap, JB,
Uh-huh.
all of our peers, we've been known to experience both sides of the coin. We've encountered the wide and the positive OGs that cared about the youth and the community. And we've also seen the negative OGs who didn't live up to their life expectations and now have a sour taste for the younger generations and don't want to see them succeed. So here we are, trying to bridge the gap and differences between the OGs and the younger generation. So buckle up, grab your popcorn, and tune in with us as we drop these gems for y'all.
Yes,
Let's get it.
sir.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So I'm gonna go ahead and break the ice. I'm gonna pop it off right here, right now. I'm gonna start with this. My first question: what can we do better as the new OGs to bridge the gap with the younger generation? And what can the younger generation do to allow us to assist them on their journeys?
All right. All right. So, see, we done went live last night. See, right now we currently on our second stage that is. So, just getting different answers from the youth. I think what the old heads really got to do is, I guess, in a sense, take the time to listen.
Mhm.
Sit down with the youth, man. Get to know these kids, get to know these youngins, and see, exactly what's on their mind, and not always reject everything that comes to, your mind because you feel like it don't meet in the same spectrum. Take the time, get to know these shorties, listen to them. Sometimes they have some wise ideas on their mind, but we feel like we so old and whatever it is, we ain't gotta listen to these kids, and
Stuck in
and
my
I think
way.
that's a bad way to go. But when it comes to the youth, I think for them, they have to also understand that the old heads come from a nice place, man. They come from a good place. Sometimes read the room, kind of feel it out. Sometimes the approach ain't gonna always be what you expect, but the intent is always in the right place sometimes. So I think as the younger guys, you just learn how to just not take so much offense to certain situations and not be so sensitive and actually understand what the old head is trying to get across. So I think we just need to meet in the middle and kind of just figure out, and I think it's both when it comes to communication, just understanding each other and understanding you know what the intent behind the message is. And that's my little piece on that.
Huh? Okay, okay. So JB, before you drop the gems that we know you about to drop, Tap, I got a question for you, Tap.
Uh huh.
I got a question for you. How can how, how do you think that the younger generation should, you know, how can I put this? How do you think they should be willing to accept the advice if they was raised differently from whatever old head they're speaking to? So basically what I'm trying to say is if the old head was raised different than them,
Yeah.
different principles, different morals, different standards, what do you think the how do you think the approach should be, or what do you think that the younger generation should, be able to listen to, or get that click to say, okay, well, like you say, he might have approached me aggressively, but his message and the advice he's trying to give me is positive for me, and it can help me propel to the next level.
I think, like I said, I think that the youth got to first off, man. Like I said, you got to really take time to understand. Not even understand. Y'all from different walks of life. Nobody's gonna have the same walk of life as you. Nobody gonna have the same background as you. But at the end of the day, I think it's more so about listening, dog. Listening and taking that time, taking the back seat, and not always like with me growing up, I think it was more so like, okay, an old head talk. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna sit around and listen, kind of take as much as I can. In I may not be from the same walk of life he in, but I'm gonna still sit down and listen and see what he got to what he got to say, because in the day, just because I'm not from that walk, don't mean I might eventually get to that walk. I may end up, you feel me? I may end up being in that place at some point in my life. What I'm saying? So I just make sure when I'm there, I'm prepared. So even if the advice don't matter for me right now, in the day, it may still matter somewhere down the line. So I always took that and like, okay, I'm gonna listen to you, like dude from the hood, whatever he from. He got these amount of bodies, whatever. He an old head. Hey man, we don't relate right now, but end of the day, he's giving me a message that he don't want me to go through the same life he don't went through or something. He's giving me something that I can always take from it, and that's how I think these youngers got to always kind of just come to it with an open mind, like be ready to just take whatever you can from the issue and kind of move accordingly with it. I think that's what it is for the youth, man.
Hey, I appreciate that one. You definitely dropped some jewels on that one right there, boy. JB, talk to me, baby. What you got for me?
Well, what I have to say is we gotta understand the era that we in now. You know, we can't talk to these kids how our OGs or how was taught to us. Back then it was we gonna break you down and you gotta learn how to build yourself up. Now, if talk to a kid in a certain way, you at them, you get on them, they just completely shut down. So it's like we gotta understand this era that we in now. We can't do the same thing how we was doing when we was coming up. You know, you know how coach used to get on you, like in your face, on your behind all day, every day. Like, nah, these kids today they'll shut down completely and they'll just zone out. They won't listen to you type. But if you come at them, I wouldn't say it in a baby form, but you basically got to baby these kids nowadays because that's what they used to. Because
Hey,
we
but
had real OG.
it hey, but is it babying, or is it actually getting to know them? Because in the day,
Understanding.
what I'm saying, you
I would
most
I
people.
wouldn't
Wait, what you say?
I don't know because back in our time period, in our era, it was tough love. These kids don't understand tough love. They don't understand, okay, constructive criticism. They don't understand that.
But do you think, I think what Tap is trying to say is, do you think that they don't understand, or we just don't understand how to connect to them?
I agree with that one.
Both.
I
Because
believe we want to connect
both.
with them.
Because because we still stuck in oh, this is how we came up. So this how the youngins. I'm how I was taught. But we can't we gotta get out of that era. We gotta in the era that they're in now. And I wouldn't say it's not tough love, but it's more softer love.
Oh, okay, okay.
Cause Tad,
I'm a,
you ain't going out there coaching your receivers how you was.
Who ain't? Hey, see, and that's the problem right there, and I'm gonna hit that topic real hard right now. So cool, know how I am out there.
yeah,
Hey, I'm cutthroat as possible.
yeah.
Because in the day, that's how I was came up. But I also understand I have to connect with these kids. I can't just be out here calling them names. I can't be out here just doing this. I have to actually get to these kids. We can't skip the step that we got to skip with us. With these kids, you have to actually go through the steps with these kids and actually get to
Oh,
know these
so
shorties.
so
Like,
what was the
hey,
stuff that got skipped with us then?
Nurturing.
man, oh, yeah, old heads ain't nurture us, man. You
Okay.
was a kid. I'm gonna give you the game. You either take it or you don't. And it's like it's a hard love. But like you say, with these kids now, I can give you the game. But if I didn't really touch your soul or get to know you, I ain't man. Them
Yeah.
kids ain't going. They ain't moving, bro. Like, and that's why if you was on the lie, you was on the lie yesterday. You seen how these kids they responded now, but all of them ain't always respond that way. But it took me to have
We
that
didn't
tough
have
love, that tough.
we like back then when we was growing up, there was no response and whatever the OG or whatever the coach said, that's what it was. It wasn't no talking back or you ain't playing or you or you being disrespectful.
Times change, my boy. The game done changed.
That's
Time
what
done
I'm
changed.
saying.
Everything done changed.
We gotta understand this era. That's what I said in the beginning. I said we gotta understand
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
era, and
yeah.
we gotta go and we gotta adjust to this era.
But I said, like I said, it's not more so baby in them. It's just more so just like really doing the things that wasn't done for us. So it's like the
Yeah,
step was
yeah.
skipped for us. So just because it was skipped doesn't mean it wasn't right. It was right. And they
But
still
I wouldn't say it was skipped because that's how everybody. That's how everybody was
don't make it
growing
right though,
up.
dog. Don't make it right though, bro. That don't make
Since
it
the
right.
'80s, the '90s, the early 2000s. That's how
That
it
don't make it
was.
right, dog. That don't make it
I'm
right. Just
not
because it
saying it's
happened.
right. I'm not saying it's right. All I'm saying is if these OGs is not adapting to this era, or I'm not even gonna say these OGs. I'm just gonna say if we are not adapting to this era, we're not going to connect on them.
No, that's real. That's
Mhm,
real.
mhm. And I think that's the biggest part, and what plays in the disconnect from us to them, because we're not taking the time out to understand them. We're not taking the time out to, you
That's
know,
it. That's what it
down,
is right there. We're not
you
taking
know,
the time out.
we not because we feel like how you were just explaining. We feel like they should understand how we understood it,
Yeah.
but times is
Yeah,
different. You know what I'm saying? So if a kid asks a coach a question, he shouldn't be penalized. Like he shouldn't be taken out the game, or his playing time shouldn't be cut short because he asked a question.
yeah,
It's okay
yeah,
for a kid to ask a question as long as it's respectful. Hey, coach, I see you call all slants. They run in cover two. How can we? What made you call this wide in the third? He shouldn't be pulled out of the game. I
yeah,
want to know, like, coach, tell me what you see so I can see what you see so we can win this game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
I,
Because back in our day, it would be like, because I called it.
because I called it, you know what I'm saying? But
That's what I called it. So run it.
No,
exactly.
and to go with cool saying, like I say, even when I was in high school, bro, I didn't know what cover two was because you
Yeah,
don't want to ask those questions.
Right,
yeah,
You ask those questions. I feel like I don't know. You get out the game.
right.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like, but is it good? Nah. So right now these kids want to question. They want to know what's going on. We couldn't ask those questions back then. So I'm saying it ain't always good the way we was taught because we was down there in fear.
Facts.
yeah. That's
You
what
Facts.
know
it
what I'm saying?
was.
So
That's what it was. Our OGs put fear in us to a point that we wasn't comfortable enough to ask those questions or to speak up against our OGs. It was this what it is. If you do it, you do it right. If you don't do it right, you get
right.
penalized.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what it was.
yeah. And like I said again, that's the disconnect. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
we, like you say, we took it back then. You do a coach say, you don't question it. But now it's like, coach, why? What? Like I said, what made you call this, or what what leads you to have us do these exercises? What are we working on? This, that, and the third. Back then,
Yeah.
none of that. You ask a question, all
yeah.
right, bro, come on, sideline. Get on that
Next
time.
man up.
Next man is done that time. So
and
You
and
don't want
and,
to
and,
play.
to mention that, and I would say that's why I would feel like some of these people, just in general, I would say people, but older heads, it's like I won't say it's a lack in the education, but it's like whatever this person said, do I'm doing it.
yeah,
Yeah,
It ain't no questions. You ain't really learning why. Like you said, we ain't really learning why. You just doing it. So even when somebody asks you now to this day, like why you did that back in the day, man, I don't even know.
yeah,
Because you don't know why you doing it. You just basically system is in your system. It gotta be in you. Like, hey, whatever my mama them said do, I did it. Boy, I ain't questioning it. Whatever
right,
my grandma them said do, I did it. I ain't questioning it. That's what we had to do.
right.
yeah,
So
And
yeah.
it
that
sounds
age,
it sounds like what though?
what you mean?
Okay, yeah. It sounds like back in the day.
Yeah, that's a fact. But and
Yeah.
Oh,
and, and I
well,
was
say the word.
I was
Uh,
and 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 to elaborate what Pat just said, we just did it. It wasn't no question. It wasn't no, oh, nah, nah, nah. So basically, I think what caused the gap was we was trying to pass down the traumas that we went through to the younger
Mhm.
generation. And they like,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
nah, bro, like
yeah,
we want to know. We want to know what made y'all do this. We want to
yeah,
know, why this makes sense to y'all because it don't make sense to us. And just
yeah.
because three generations passed it down, that don't make it right.
Yes.
That's
Just
real.
just
That's
because
real.
something makes sense to us don't mean it's gonna make sense to the next generation.
Exactly.
That's real, boy.
Exactly. So, that was great. That was nice right there, Ty. That was cool. JB, that was nice, boy. That was that one right there. Going
Yeah,
going
the upper
going
score a little bit.
lead
The
up
upper
to
score.
our question two. Question
Mm-hmm.
two. What do you think is the animosity that's being carried and poured into the youth, causing them to be misled from the OGs, from the old heads?
Hey,
I'm
so we kind of just mentioned it just now though.
That's what I said. It's gonna flow right into
uh,
question two.
yeah, but I'm gonna have to add it's a lot of negativity in this world, and it's a lot easier to 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 get to that negativity if you understand, like you got 8-year-olds, 12-year-olds out here shooting each other, have access to a gun. Back in our day, we didn't have access to a gun. It was either a football in your hand or a book in your hand. So it's a lot of easy access to a lot of negativity, and it's a lot of people that's straying away from the positivity. So that leads to the youngins doing whatever they want to do. It's a lot easier to get to. Back in our day, we had to work to get in trouble. You actually had to put yourself in trouble. Now, trouble's all everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm gonna say something. What I think is the animosity, that's being poured into the younger generation from the older generation. I'm gonna go with football. I'm gonna go with 7-on-7, right? These coaches be egging these kids on. These kids make a big play. They throwing the ball at the opposing team player. They patting them on the head. They cussing at
And
them.
they wilding out there,
Throwing up the fingers to them. You know what I'm saying? They doing all
and they
types of
allowing it.
disrespectful stuff, but the coaching is allowing it
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's cool.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like they not setting no respect boundary. I
yeah,
watched the video. I was thinking about 2 years ago. A kid scored, tapped the other dude on the head. The dude ran after the kid, knocked the kid out, knocked him cold out in the middle of the game, knocked him cold out. But as a coach, it's cool until it get that far.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You egging it on. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, show out, do your thing. You doing all that. But when somebody get knocked out or when somebody in the parking lot mad waiting on you with that iron, now it's chill, bro. You know what I'm saying? We ain't mean it like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think that is a big part of what's being poured into these kids. Cause it's like if coach egging it on, it must be acceptable because
Mm-hmm.
he know more than I do. And coach telling my parents cool. My parents ain't saying nothing to me. So I'm gonna go in and do what I do until doing what I do come with consequences behind. Until doing what I do, hinders me from getting to that next level. Until coaches start seeing my performance on these 7-on-7 fields and translating into the actual game, they like, hold on, this player, his his the caliber of person he is don't meet our requirements for our program. We don't want that. You could be
Yeah.
phenomenal talent,
So
but
you
if you
think
don't have the
social media
respect,
playing a big role too then? Cause if
I'm gonna
if I
tell you,
see if I see a jet patting a jet on the head going viral,
that's
guess
a
what I'm gonna do
trend.
next game?
It's a
that's a
I'm
trend.
patting
trend.
the jet on the head going
But
viral too.
but but that's also lead to the coaching because you got to be setting that up in practice. Oh, coach, when I score, I'm a all on jit head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That ain't just nothing that just come out of the blue. Oh, I'm finna pat jit on the head when I score.
yeah, yeah.
So that's
Hey,
my spill about it.
so where I'm gonna go somewhere totally left. When it comes to that, I believe it's the being comfortable. So with the older people, they're being more comfortable in that box of where they at. You know what I'm saying? After we talk about it just on the live, it's like where they don't. The advice they would give the shorty is what they went through because it's what they're comfortable with. But
It's
when
just
these when these shorties have a mind somewhere else, everything else outside of what that comfortable box is wrong.
mm-hmm.
And
Agreed.
what you said cool yesterday? What you say?
don't give me advice to fit inside your box when I'm already thinking of how I could be successful on my own
outside of the box.
outside of the
So
box.
so it's like these older heads, I would say they're caught up in that whatever's comfortable, whatever's working, and keep it working. We're gonna fear of the unknown. So we don't know what this next level of you is. We don't know if you do this. We don't know if you're gonna make it. We don't know if you do this if you're gonna make the right decision. So it's like, okay, instead of them commending them and making them do it. So now that causes a lot of friction when it comes between them and the youth. So now the youth be like, okay, like we saw on live. I feel like he hating on me or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a passion for this, and I know what I'm capable of.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, he don't believe in it because he's never seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's trying to be basically holding me back to the point where like it's like, damn, like just because you
You
don't know what's
hating.
going on, don't mean
Yeah.
I ain't gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's a lot of friction between the youth and the old heads. Like the youth feel like the older be, they always hate, they got a problem against them, or they just know that's really a big line that we have to draw. Like, hey, we understand you have fears of what your life could have been, but don't try to stop these shorties from living their life because you don't know what's on the outside of that. And
Mm-hmm.
like you showed yesterday on live, we got to experience, dog. We got to fall down. We got to go out there and try. We don't never try to never fall down. We'll never know how to get to where you want to get to.
Yeah.
100%.
They still got to learn. They still got to
The,
100%.
learn.
the first man who made light, he had to fail 100 times.
That's a
You know what I'm
fact.
Yeah.
saying? Like,
He had to get shot.
so you know what I'm saying? You have to go through those trials and error. And I think with the older, they're so comfortable with what they were comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
We got hold on to it versus, hey man, go out there and go be an inventor. Go out there
Yeah.
and go out there and start the internet. Nah, but hey, you got dial up. Don't start Wi-Fi. You
Yeah,
feel
right.
me?
Hey,
Yeah.
Okay.
Come
hey,
on, man.
hey, what's crazy is
Bad.
when I was writing the questions down, I thought about something, and it was in favor to this question. The old heads are so stuck with if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
just because the
Yeah.
young
Yeah.
generation, but just because
Yeah.
the young generation altered the way, that don't mean they broke the vase.
Yeah.
It's still working. The vase
Yeah.
ain't broke. The light ain't went out. They just did
Just
it.
another way.
They did it their way.
Yeah.
And
Just
the
another
old
way.
and the old heads are so stuck with, nah, you got to do it this way. But it's a
Right.
million ways to do
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah.
Don't mean that
Yeah.
I'm breaking the code. No, I'm not breaking the code. I'm just doing what works best for me because you did what works best for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's simple.
That's
And
real, boy.
But basically we wasn't doing what was good for us. We was just doing what was good from what we was taught.
what,
What
what,
was handed
We
we
didn't.
what
know
was
what was
handed
being
to
told
us.
to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We wasn't able to. Okay, you do it this way. I'm gonna do it this way. Cause right when we do it our way, we wrong. We get
Yeah,
talked about. We people putting us down. That's
yeah.
not how you do it. This how you
You're not
do it. This the
listening.
correct way of doing it.
Yeah,
You hard headed.
yeah. Hard headed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, like dang, we both got the same result, but my result wrong.
yeah.
Nah, I chose a different route. That's all. My route still met at the same standings, but mine's wrong because I took a different route.
Nah, fact,
Yeah,
fact.
exactly,
I got.
exactly.
I'm gonna hit on this topic one more time, and this one was big for me because as growing up, I loved playing quarterback. I was inspired by one of the greatest quarterbacks to me ever. I had a quarterback coach, Coach Perk.
Hold on. But who that greatest quarterback ever was for
But to
you?
me, it was high school.
Go ahead, say it.
Ja'Cory Harris.
Oh, I'm sorry. I knew that off
Okay,
real.
7 days a
I knew
week.
that off
okay,
real.
Yeah, 7 days
okay,
a week.
okay, okay.
So we had a quarterback coach, right? Coach Perk. And he had a certain way you drop back, right? You drop back because when you see quarterbacks before, they always drop back to whatever side is their strong side. If you right-handed, you're gonna drop back, to your right side. If you left-handed, you're gonna drop it to your left side. Coach Perk had a way that you drop back, and you go straight backwards. So it's like you falling backwards, right? So you
Yeah,
can
that's the old school way.
see the whole field. You don't gotta look up your shoulder enough. You see the whole field. And
Yeah,
I remember seeing a video of Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner said, I was so comfortable throwing my and my drop back and my throwing motion because it worked for me. Coach Perk showed me that with different preparation you can get the same result.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was big to me because I'm like, dang, if I drop back straight back, I can still see the whole field. I don't gotta, shift my shoulders, anything like that, depending on where the ball going, then cool. But I don't have
Yeah.
to shift my whole body if I know I got a hot read on my left side and I'm a right hander.
Yeah. You already see the field.
I already see the whole field.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Man, so
Yeah.
big shout outs to Coach Pert, big shout outs to Jacory. We're gonna keep this thing rolling, man. We're gonna keep this thing rolling. Okay. This question, my boy Tap, right? He came up with this one himself, blood, sweat, and tears. Question 3, we got, why do we feel that the older generation just can't understand the younger generation, and why can't the younger generation understand the older generation? I think all of our answers are really tying into all of these questions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Like
is. It
like
is.
a
It
river.
is.
It's just flowing into each other.
Yeah, yeah.
What
Go
y'all
ahead,
say?
Tap. Go ahead, Tap. What you
So
got?
hey, so and the question basically was stating like, you know what I'm saying, like just why, like, and I think it's the failure to really want to know why.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's like you can say why all you want, but both sides really never sit down and be like, you know what?
Hey, run that back, bro.
Yeah, it's the failure to want to know why. It's like, okay, you the old head, do you really want to know why I can't connect with these shorties? Or I'm gonna stay in my mindset and keep on, doing what I feel is right, and I feel like he ain't listening. Well, F him. And as the youngin, you know what I'm saying, you stuck in that mindset. Well, man, he ain't listening to me. He ain't trying to hear me. I ain't got nothing for him.
Yeah,
So it's like, are we really trying to connect? Or we gonna keep on, keeping this thing going and keeping this thing going generation after generation, just disconnected, and we're not making any progress. So I believe, the will to want to understand each other is the biggest problem right now with, the why. The youth don't really care to understand the old head. The old head don't really care until something works beneficial for each other. So for the youth, if I listen to one thing, and then it works good for me,
yeah,
then I'm like, okay, dang, I'm thirsty for more. For the old heads, like, okay, well, dang, you start seeing that the younger maybe listen to something or maybe your younger done taught you something, and I was like, dang, he gave a little bit of advice. I ain't expected to work, but it actually worked.
yeah.
So you know what I'm saying. So I think when it comes to that, dog, it's like the will to want to know why on both sides. Where we strongly disconnected that, man, and that's my piece on that.
It's some coaches and some people out there that's um trying to understand the why and trying to change the way they do talk to these youngins. Like you got the Deion Sanders out there, like he ain't out there cussing, he ain't out there, you know, putting the player down and stuff. He just trying to understand these youngins so they can better their lives and
Right.
have a better future for their lives. If it's not in football, if it's not in sports, okay. Let's set you up so where you are successful in. Let's point out your strong points. And these
Mm-hmm.
OGs ain't trying to point at their strong points. They just trying to get their point across.
Damn.
Mm.
Yeah, 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 boy. Hey, chill,
That's a
boy.
nice one. That's a nice one right there. That's a nice one.
Chill.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. But
Damn, boy.
to both of y'all points, I agree 100% with both of y'all. There is, I don't believe the gap. I don't believe either party cared to understand each other. At
Yeah,
this point where we stand right now, I don't think they care to understand one another. And the reason I say that is because we've been going through this since, before us. And I
yeah,
and I'm pretty sure it was before that set of OGs. I think that when that once that disconnect happened, I honestly don't think it's been like, let's try to mend this thing back together one by one and take back, what we lost. But
yeah.
I just don't see, I haven't seen, you know, the older generation swallow their pride and come talk to the young guys to lead them in
That's
a
what it
better
is right
direction.
there.
You
That's
know,
what it is. Swallowing their pride. We
yeah,
we don't
I
young
don't,
these OGs don't want to swallow their pride. They don't want to be like they don't want to say to a youngin, "You're right."
yeah, exactly. But
Because once you say you're right to a youngin, then they feel like that young got a one up on you.
Yeah, yeah, not that's a big one. But with that, with the OGs, swallowing their pride, the young generation also got to open their ears. I can't talk to you if you already closed off.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Whether
facts.
whether I'm telling you I was wrong, whether I'm telling you was right. If you don't want to hear me, and if even if we got on the bad foot 5 years ago, if I'm coming back to you as a man, as an older guy to you, as an elder to you, and I'm telling you, hey, young fella, X, Y, and Z, I was wrong. If you're already done shut me out, shut me down, there's nothing, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing that we can work on because you've already done X me out.
Yeah.
But if you willing to
Yeah,
sit down, listen to him, understand why he probably felt the way he felt at that time, and then say your piece on why you felt the way you felt, y'all can work towards mending the relationship, to understanding each other better. And once you get
yeah,
one, you can get two. You get two, you get four. And the dominoes just
hmm,
fall. But if we
yeah,
don't take that initiative to just go in and be like, you know what, young fella, I was wrong. This is what worked for me. But I understand why you did that because it works for you. Whether it's sports, whether it's, like you said, whether it's life in general, whether, even in education, this worked for me, young fella. That's why I was stuck in my way. Now, would you be
let's
willing
find a
to,
way to work for you.
exactly, would you be willing to help me understand what makes it work for you? Because
Yeah,
I learn from you just like you can learn from me.
For
facts.
real, boy.
We,
For
we,
real, boy.
we
Yeah,
both open books. We could read each other. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But if you feel like your book is already written and you done published it already, you already feel like you know everything. I can't
yeah,
teach you if you feel like you know everything.
yeah. But I'm
Mm.
glad these OG, these youngins is stepping up and starting to speak out because that's what we need. This is what we need to build that bridge, that gap into a to being a successful community. This is what we
That's a fact.
need
That's a fact.
because we were scared to do it, but they're not scared to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's this what we needed.
Mm-hmm. 100%. 100%.
Who was
100%.
scared? Who was scared, boy?
Look at.
He talking about who was scared. Boy,
Look at.
you ain't never get in line without with one of your coaches.
Nah, boy, I won't get in that bench, boy. I don't play that, boy.
Exactly. It's at the shut up and like like just like that white lady said, shut up and dribble to LeBron. Shut up and dribble
Hey,
or you
hey,
gonna be on the
Right.
bench. Which one?
hey. I ain't no cover two. I ain't no cover three. I ain't no nothing. Hey, coach. Hey, I know how to sit. I know how to sit in the hole for you. I got you, coach. That's all you needed, boy.
This is
I
what
ain't
you
gonna
wanted
say
me to
nothing
do. I
else.
got you, coach.
I ain't say nothing
Fact,
else, boy.
big fact, big fact, big fact. So now that that's over, great explanation from that question, man. Truly appreciate that for sure. We got our last question of the night, and like I said, all these questions been flowing together. It's basically like we reading that read. It's basically like we reading out of a book. Should adults change their approach to reach the young generations, versus should the kids just have to listen because they're speaking with the elder? It seemed like we literally just answered this question.
Yeah.
Nah, no. See, and we spoke on this a little bit earlier. So for the kid side, you automatically enter a room with respect. Yes sir, no sir. Just no ma'am, yes ma'am. You always enter a respect. But I believe just because it's an elder doesn't always mean no. Listen, but doesn't mean always mean take what they say and you have to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel as a youth, it's important to listen though. Take the time to listen. Have that ultimate respect. Start off with that respect because in the day, you say yesterday, respect is due to a dog, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you lead with respect. Sometimes a combo can go 10 times better. You have an open ear. You have just you have an open mind, open ear for the old heads. Now, I definitely think a lot of and I'm not attacking the old heads, but I definitely feel like a lot of their approaches are because of how they were raised and how
Mhm.
they had to go through certain things and they feel like, man, y'all soft. Just how it is with the NBA talk. And you know what I'm saying? How JB always crying about the NBA soft now and this is and that. In the day,
Man,
it's a
that
new
is
era.
soft, man.
But hey, it's a new era, bro. Like in the
Yeah.
day, things have changed because technology advancement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like we would the NFL, the concussions. things have changed because back then, think about the hits that was to get hit back then, bro.
Yeah.
People, bro, almost dead out there.
Yeah.
So it's like things have to
Dead
change. Like
people did die out there.
that's my point. Hey, and don't make it right.
Yeah. Fact.
So
Fact.
so back to my analogy. So just because we was always told to do this or do that doesn't make it right. So I think the old heads got to kind of come to themselves like, man, I know I was trained a certain way. We were built a certain way, but these youngers done found ways to stream. Who would have thought to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to stream?
Mm-hmm.
But if they would have listened to the person that told them not to, they would never became a streamer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's one of them things you just gotta kind of like just sometimes sit down and watch and observe your surroundings and kind of see, okay, what can we as an older generation learn from the youth that can help both of us move forward.
Yeah, yeah.
Good one. That's a good
These
one.
young, these
That's a
these
good
these
one.
young these young these young boys don't change the game. They got NIL coming in and all. Like back then,
Man,
it was. We need to get paid. We need to get paid. Now these young jits now
made it happen. They made it
Yeah.
made
happen,
it
dog.
happen.
Yeah.
Exactly, they made it happen. If
Yeah.
it, if it if they did make it happen earlier, the Reggie Bush little situation would have never happened.
Yeah.
That would have never happened. He would have never lost his Heisman just because somebody helped his peoples out when they needed help. Like these young jits, like we really want to listen to them, and that's the thing. We don't want to listen to these to these jits because we think they just jits. They don't know nothing, but they know more than we know in this world, for real, because
They live in it.
they live in it. It's a different era. Like eras are switching like this now. One day you using the Mac, the next day you using the Mac Pro Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, JB, to your point, think about all the old heads who was college athletes hating on the shorties that they got NIL deals now. Man, coming with the stories, man. Back in my
Y'all
day,
got it.
we
Y'all,
would have
y'all,
had
hey,
that.
all you gonna hear, y'all got it too good. Y'all got it
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Back in
they
my
come with
day,
the man.
we in your day. We passed them days. You gotta get out them days. You gotta live for today.
Live in the
In the
present.
present, baby.
You gotta live
Present.
now.
Live in the present.
Yeah.
Hey, and tap to your point. I think, and this is to me. I think when OG is trying to, talk or get through to a younger guy, I think like the OGs is like demanding what they not willing
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
give. Like you demanding respect, but you're not giving no respect.
Yeah.
Dang.
You
Like
gotta give it too.
you
You
gotta
just can't demand it.
if you demanding this, you gotta give it as well because that's the only way this gonna work. If you don't respect me,
Yeah.
why should I respect you? I don't care because you're older than me.
Exactly.
If I'm
Exactly.
respecting you, the least you can do is respect me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it so brief. The least you can do is give me the respect, and you know, talk to me,
Hey,
man.
and
And
I'm gonna piggyback off of that because even when it comes to that, like these youngins done learned that I ain't gotta waste time talking to you, bro. You can't respect me. I'm walking off from you.
that's
It's
true.
facts.
That's
They
true.
doing
I ain't
that
even
quick
hey,
nowadays.
I ain't even sit here and talk to you, old head. Like you tripping
Yeah,
right now.
that's
Yeah.
fact.
So
Yeah.
and it's like you call them disrespectful shorties. Like, no, man, you came, your approach was disrespectful, bro.
That's
Yeah.
fact.
And I don't owe, right, at this point I don't owe you respect anymore, bro. Hey, I'm gone. So before I
Yeah.
say anything I regret, hey, I ain't finna even talk to you, man. I'm out of here.
Yeah, facts.
So I
And
mean,
then when the shorties retaliate, now it's disrespectful. No, he ain't
Mm-hmm.
disrespectful. You disrespected that man from the start of the conversation. You
Yeah.
just that you just felt like that's normal because that's how when you was a shorty, that's how the
We
elders
grew up.
taught you
Yeah.
ain't doing nothing but
Yeah.
passing traumas along and he was right. He was well within his right. You know what? Since you can't respect me, I'm gonna go ahead and go somewhere else, big dog.
Yeah.
yeah,
You're
my
not
Yeah.
wrong. As
Yeah.
a man,
Back in the day, we had to take that. We had to take that and just shut up with
yeah.
it. Yeah.
If you can't respect me, and that's like I said, that's why I feel like I think that's the biggest obstacle in us, bridging this gap back together. It's the
Yeah. That
respect factor.
respect and listening.
That's it. Because I can't. That's with anybody. If I don't know you, I respect you off rip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Off
But
rip, you're gonna get my
if you
respect.
give me
Yeah,
a reason to not respect you and not listen to you, by any we walk in with how you doing, sir? Nice to meet you, X, Y, Z. I respect you. Until you come out your mouth wrong, you lost me.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the shorty, and I guarantee that's how the shorties feel. But at the same
yeah.
time, if an elder is giving a shorty respect, talking to me as a man,
Mhm.
you know, respect the OG. You know what I'm saying? You ain't, put your phone down. Listen,
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
listen to what he got to say. Hear him out. Because if an OG talking to you as a shorty and you know,
In your phone,
yeah,
talking to your
not listening.
friend.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Oh, heck, gonna be like, well, damn, bro, I'm trying to give you real life, advice, and you making it seem like I'm being a baller to you.
And
yeah,
respect on both sides. Both sides of the
Respect both
spectrum. Yeah,
sides.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you talking, you want somebody to listen to you, you want ear, open
all
ears, eyes
ears.
closed.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you can't give it, don't expect somebody to give it back to you, because now it's like you making this a one-way street. You making this all about you, and it's not that way, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not that way. It has to be open-ended on both ends. Respect, communication, you know what I'm saying? And just be able to listen. If you can't listen, we out of luck, man.
Listen and
Right.
silence spelled with the same letters.
God gave you two ears, one mouth for a reason.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
You can listen twice as more than you can talk,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And with that, that concludes our episode for today, besides our exit question. And today, I'm gonna go with an exit statement, because I want something that's gonna resonate with both the younger and the older. How y'all boys feel about that? Y'all good with that?
I'm
Go
good. I'm
ahead.
good,
Go
my
ahead.
boy. Yeah, let's get it.
My statement would be to the older guys, like we said in the last 45 minutes, you have to be willing to listen. You have to be willing to understand the younger generation, and see, just because it ain't work for you, it can work for them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be so caught up in your box, you know, thinking that the next person is wrong when really they just making the box for them. They box ain't got to be your box. And your box
Mm.
don't got to be theirs.
Yeah.
But as long as you can accept that and accept the fact that they doing what's best for them, you can still help lead him and help mold him, to propel in life even later down the line. It ain't got to be jealousy. It ain't got to be hate. But if you want to see him win, you still gonna give him great advice. You still gonna be there for him at his lowest point. You're gonna be there for him at his highest point. You're not gonna take advantage of him, of her, of anybody who comes to you and looks at you like a positive role model in their life. And to the younger guys, you have to listen. But listen to the point to where you feel like, okay, if it no longer serves you, that's fine, you know. But don't just off the bat, don't just, give off disrespect. Don't just, give them the tail end the kiss, because OG can be giving you some advice in this current day for 5 years on the line. Now 5 years on the line, you like, damn, OG told me this 5 years ago, and look, it's hit me right in the face. If you're not willing to listen, if you're not willing to take in that advice, you know what I'm saying? You know bigger than you know what I'm saying? You know bigger than anybody, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
you running your own race, you one of one. You know what I'm saying? Your race consists of you and you only. Take your time. Everything gonna come to you that you deserve, bro. So be humble, be respectful, listen and understand, man. And with that, I'm
Damn.
cool.
Hey, hold on, cool. Hold on, cool, boy. Hold on, boy. Boy, you talking my heart right now, boy.
Boy, that boy just took the words out. I was just about to say
Hey,
out my mouth.
hey, boy, I almost said yes, coach, boy. Damn, boy. God, dang. Boy, you got me, boy. Hey, yeah, boy. Go ahead, my bad, cool. But yeah, God, boy.
Yeah, so those key ingredients is going to help you be successful, whether it's sports, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's later on in life, whether you become a husband, you become a wife, a mother or father. You have to be willing to sometimes, majority of the times, put your pride aside, and tell somebody, hey, I need help, or hey, OG, hey, younger generation, help me understand you,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we can be on the same page together and do this as a team. Because if you try to go through life, I did this, I did it by myself, I could do it by myself, you're not gonna get very far, man, woman, whoever you won't get very far. So keep the main thing. Stay respectful, listen, you know, and do your best to understand. Like I
mm,
say, what might be told to you today, it might not resonate to you to 10, 15 years down the line. And you can get some bad advice. You can get a earload of bad advice from somebody. But I guarantee you, it's one or two gems in there that's gonna sit with you and be like, okay, well, he did tell me this, but on the other hand, what he said about this, it makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
All that advice isn't necessarily all good, and all advice isn't necessarily all bad.
yeah.
But you tweak it to how you see fit, we're gonna take it in from there.
Facts. Facts.
Take it in from there. Y'all boys wanna close out with something?
I'm good, boy. I'm
Yeah, we
good, boy.
good. Yeah, I just
With
gotta
that,
just
we
piggyback
come
on just make sure y'all, like you said, listen to understand.
listen to
Don't
understand, man. Let's go.
and
Let's
and
go.
and then the older generation, they really gotta listen to understand, because if we're not listening to our younger generation, how can we help our younger generation?
How can we help ourselves if we ain't willing to adapt?
Exactly. You have to adapt. If you don't adapt to this world, you're dead.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And with that,
Hey man, merch coming soon, man. Merch coming soon.
Up
y'all
the
make sure
Stop
score,
y'all purchase
baby.
that
playing,
merch and drop that
man.
link, man. Make sure you purchase that merch and drop that link. And with that being said, this is Up the Scope Podcast. I'm your boy Cool. We got your boy JB. Got your boy Tap, man. We thank y'all for
Yo, yo,
tapping
yo.
again.
Up the score,
Make sure you
baby.
check in next week. We going live again, man. Up the Scope. We out.
Hey, and we on YouTube now, baby.
YouTube,
Ah,
Apple, Spotify, Up the Scope, Instagram, Up the Scope, Facebook. Tap in with us, man.
and TikTok.
Yo.
We on all of it. What's
We on
up, young?
every